Hello everybody. um, I've come now to show you how to clean a DPF, because most of the times we pay a lot of money to get a DPF cleaned by professionals using sophisticated equipment. But I was just going to try and just use something simple so that we can try and save money. If it doesn't work, then we can take it to the specialist. There's nothing wrong with trying. Don't be afraid to try. So what I'm showing you right now, the engine is running and you can see the differential pressure. That's far too high. But anyway, considering where this thing was, at first it was at 900 and something hectopascals. That was even worse. But still, even sitting at 122 there, it's still high. So what I'm going to show you today, without wasting your time, is we want to try and reduce this figure. Want to see maybe if we can reduce it to around 10, 15, maybe 20. I'll be happy if we are there. But what I'm going to use is a simple DPF cleaner. Okay, I'm going to use a simple DPF cleaner by a company called Liquimolly. Yes, I have used it before. It it seems to do a good job, and so I want to see, if I put it in, is it going to clean this DPF for us? So I want to do it with you so that you can see what I'm doing. Maybe you can try it for yourself and see what you think about it. But that's the chemical here. The first thing that I want to say is that I'm not promoting this. I am not paid by Liquimolly. They don't know me. I don't know them. I just bought a product in a shop. So that's what I'm going to use. If this doesn't work, it was it would have been better if I had two different ones. I would use them and then we see, because I've got two vehicles right now which have got a DPF issue. So we could use either and see, which one works better. But now, that's where we are right now. I hope you're going to enjoy this video. Please consider to subscribe so that I can continue to bring you more content of this quality. Right. That's our DPF down there. Okay. And this is our DPF pressure sensor. Okay. So if you can see, this is not an original BMW pipe. Okay. Because what this DPF was doing, because it was clogged, completely clogged, it blew up the original pipe from here, completely shattered it. I had to go and find this makeshift hose here so that I could try and fix this thing. And it was making noise because there was too much pressure and the pressure had nowhere to go. So the weakest point was the hose, blew the hose, and then it would just make a lot of noise here because the pressure would escape under the bonnet. And I tell you, if you were driving, people would be looking around and saying, what's going on? So now, here is, I push this one down in here, right? Just want to push it right down to the bottom there. And then we use our magic. Let's try this bottle and see. So what you just want to do is to spray it in here. Okay. So I don't know if the video would pick it up. You see the pipe has become reddish because, can you hear the sound? I'm pressing. You see sometimes it will start coming out when it's full. So I'm just sending it down. Oh dear. Hold on. Just hang on here. My light. Right, just to show you. See, the liquid is pinkish. See that? Okay. Forgive me for that. Just a demonstration to show you that there's something in here. I'm actually spraying a chemical. Okay. So let's go. I am spraying it down. Sometimes it when it's full, it will start to come. So I'm spraying right to the front of the DPF where the soot would be. Okay, that's where I'm spraying. That's where the soot will be. So what usually when you do this, you want to regenerate the engine. This DPF, sorry, but I would not encourage you to regenerate. So what we are going to do, we'll try and run this engine with the chemical in there, and then we rev it, and you'll see the smoke at the back. I'll show you. Okay, we just want to rev it, and then I don't want to encourage you to regenerate. Now you see it's full now. You watch there. Oh, actually, it's finished. Yeah, it's nothing now. It's nothing in the container. Empty. It's done. So what I'll do, I'll connect my hose back on the sensor, and then I'll just let it sit for 5 minutes. I'll let it sit for 5 minutes so that it could penetrate the carbon and try and soften it and weaken it down, and then I'll start the engine and rev it, 2000 revs per minute. So we will be alternating between the scan tool and the rear of the vehicle so that we show you the smoke and show you the scan tool, because remember we started at 122 hectopascals, and that was about 54 grams of soot by mass. So remember to keep that statistics and or the live data, and then we are going to need it further on because we would want to compare and see. Look, don't fear to try things, because you will be paying a lot of money where you don't need to pay a lot of money. Okay, I'm doing this for a friend of mine. This is his car, and he called me whenever the problem started. I will link the video that I took originally when this thing was blowing the pipes. I'll link it to this one so that you can see for yourself. But for now, let's give this thing 5 minutes. Right, here we go. That's the engine running. The engine is running. You can see we have dropped to 62 already from 122. So I'm going to rev it for the next 2 minutes. Keep an eye and see what's going on here. I'm revving it hard. To show you the smoke at the back. Look at that. You can see the smoke. The chemical is doing its job. I'm not even revving at the moment. It's just the heat that is coming through the exhaust. So we'll take you to the front and show you the data again. What do you think? We started at 122 and now we are sitting at around 75 thereabouts. And I think the mass, we will need to reset that. If it stays like that, if it doesn't allow me to reset, what I'll do is I'll have to show you a regeneration. But I think this is a great improvement from where we were. I will try as well and see if we still have the codes. But in the meantime, I'll rev it again, and then I'll delete the codes and see if they come back. Okay, now I want to clear the codes. So I want to read them first so that you see what they are. We've got a 245700. Then that is particulate filter heavily clogged, exhaust back pressure high. And then we've got a 245800. And this one is particulate filter heavily clogged, exhaust gas pressure above maximum. And then we have got the 25D. So that one is the boost pressure sensor. Okay, so I'll go back. Do you want to display corresponding EOBD? No, I don't. Let me go back and clear these codes. Clear codes, okay, and then we read the codes. We have no code, so I'm going to run the engine, and then we can watch that. Engine is running, so let's go and see if we have got the codes. Yeah, we've got one. So now we have one code left, and that's the 2457. So we're getting somewhere. Let's go back and see. We are getting somewhere and read the data. We are getting somewhere with this. I would say this chemical is doing its job. I don't know whether you agree with me. Let's discuss this, on the channel and see what you think. So I know that 77 is above the 50 that I was telling you, that when it's idling, 50 should be around 50 there, 40 something. So 77 is high. So I'll give it a boot again and see. Let me rev it again and see what we get. Whoa, Bob. It seems the more you rev it, it goes higher and higher, and then it settles down. So I'm just watching it here to see, because we're sitting at 77, and the more I was revving it, sorry for that, the more I was revving it there, the more it started to go up. What I can do is maybe to take it for a drive. We'll take it for a run here and really put our foot down and see what happens. So we'll show you. I'll have the cameraman as we go. So we'll show you what we are going to get. Right, we are back from a drive test. We took it on the road just to see what it was, gonna do. It cleared. You can see the soot content has come down to 45.58 grams, and you can see that the differential pressure has also fallen down. So I want to leave this to you. Does the DPF liquid moly work? I'm leaving the verdict to you. Can I hear from you what you think about this chemical? This is what we used to clean the DPF, and imagine having to come from 900 to 63, 64 hectopascals. To me, I think this chemical works, but you let me know. Tell me what you think, but I think it has worked for me. I'll go to the codes now that I've shown you. I didn't even take this car far on a drive. I just was local. If I'd gone on a motorway, I can assure you that it would have been less than this. But we didn't get a chance to go on the motorway anyway. But look, let's go back and see. I'll go to the trouble codes and see what we have. Uh, I'm going to the codes here to see if uh, to read the codes. That's what we have now. Okay, what do you think? I'm excited because I think this chemical has done a good job. I didn't regenerate. I didn't, I didn't remove the DPF. I told you that this DPF was blowing the pipe. I don't know whether in your experience as a technician or the owner of the vehicle you have come across that. It was blowing the pipe to explode it into fragments because there was just too much pressure. The engine would cut out. When the first time when I connected the makeshift hose that I have right now, I couldn't start the engine at all because of the pressure. But since I used liquid moly, this DPF cleaner, I have got the good results. So thank you very much for bearing with me, and I hope you will agree with that. This is a very good job, and please consider to subscribe. This is James from Jamro's Electronic Solution. I bow out.